Minister of Infrastructure is here. If he met Milingo, he would have briefed me. Because he has a duty to brief the president. He didn't. I take it, he didn't meet me. I know the Minister of Finance, when Milingo was giving me the briefing of KCM as a liquidator in August 2021, August 2021, Minister of Finance was present. The Principal Private Secretary was present. Normal briefing, because that's how I like it. People sit around with me. That's it. I said to Milingo, give us a report, render a report of what you have been doing there. Render a report. We parted company like many others. But the subject is that in the last 30 days, in the last 60 days, in the last, 90 days, take your pick, Papa, that this president is instructed for a deal to be done. Nothing. So your question is that, what am I going to do to the assistants? I've asked the assistants. I asked them. Again, that's my style. You guys, is there any one of you offered Milingo? There's no. What am I supposed to do for me? Tell me, my sister. What am I supposed to do? Give me guidance. As I did on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I said, Minister, what happened at Sinoma? What were you doing there? I asked my colleagues, same questions. Minister of Justice, Attorney General, Solicitor General, Legal Advisor, PPS, Marshal here. I've seen names. Fire, Aimbe, Fire, Attorney General, Fire, Solicitor General, Fire, Chris Mundia, Fire, Machila, Fire, everybody at State House. It's all over. Now, Kobe, if you were the president, would you fire these people? When you interacted with those people and those people said we didn't offer Milingo immunity. If in Milingo's resignation there was an interaction with the special assistants to get the message that he has to go, so why should I fire them? Would you fire them yourself? If you were president. One day you'll be president of Zambia. So I think this is how we should deal with issues. Not falsehoods. Not say this is an opportunity. Since you say the vice president also made, why didn't you say fire the vice president? I didn't say not saying fire the vice president. Why? Why was there not to say fire the Minister of Finance? Why? You see these issues now. You're free to call me from there after the meeting if you still want more information. Happy to explain to you. I have all explanations to you. Information. Surrender assets. Is this fair? Someone may get arrested on a smaller crime. Huh? I think that was the meaning. Comment, where is it? On a smaller crime. Big thieves, the clique of thieves. They took a lot of money. It's true. I answered Frank in a certain way. I said, Frank, I found laws. I found arrangements. I didn't make them. In the ACC Act, in the DPP Act, the act that creates the DPP, the act that creates the ACC, there are provisions for settlement. If that one of the clique decides that they will come forward and say, I took money from the people of Zambia, I was wrong, I took $100 million. Here it is. The law commercial provides for that. I didn't create the law. I didn't. This is the problem being created. A church is being judged on a different set of laws. The previous government, I mentioned that, used the same legal provision to forgive one of the sitting ministers in the previous government. When I took office, when you put me in office, I took interest to see Because I used to see one minister going to court. All of a sudden, he was not in court. I said, what happened? I want to see. I said to ACC, what happened to that case, DPP or whatever? They said, no, there was a settlement out of court using this law. And I found out it was one of the key ministers of the previous government. And I looked at the settlement commission. I was horrified. It will come very soon. And I said, this is not correct. This guy agreed he took so much, he only brought 100,000 kwacha. What sort of settlement is that? Abuse. But the law is there. That's my answer to your question. We want to change the laws, we go to Parliament. Let's not judge the UPND government on a different set of laws. Let's judge them on the existing laws. When we don't like the law, like the law on by-election, I don't like it, I'll go to Parliament. I've asked the Minister of Justice to go to Parliament with that law and other laws I don't like. But I'm only one. The only way my views will be respected if Parliament agrees on behalf of the people. If Parliament agrees on behalf of the people, there should be no by-elections. I'll be celebrating. I think I will celebrate and you will celebrate. Why are we wasting money? But in this case, the law exists for a pre-trial bargain. I may not use the right words, but there are lawyers in this room. The previous government did it. No one questioned it. I questioned because I was interested to see how a big issue died like that. And I found out how it died. The file is there. I disagree with it, but it was done within the law. The question is that, was that fair to the country? That's a good question. Was that fair to the people of Zambia? Good question. I don't know. I don't think it was fair, but it was done within the law. I must say here, I've also asked the colleagues in there to say, I think we should not do things like that. If a person took $100 million, they must bring back $100 million. Not to bring back 100,000 when they took hundreds of thousands of dollars. And using the law, then it's abuse of the law. Commission. It's abuse of the law. Now, that's where we come to officers. Why should officers abuse the law? Was it done in good faith? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. I hope I've answered your question. I feel what you feel in commission. But the country, I gave you an example, who went to Parliament to change the law to lock up people for 90 days, and then they start talking, because thieves are hardcore thieves. They don't talk. The clique is hardcore. For me in commission, I was brought up not to take what is not mine. But how can someone take hundreds of millions of dollars and still have the courage to sue and go to court and sue the government? Very strange behavior, isn't it? In the country, I gave you an example of, after they change the law, they lock up people, commission. The people say, I'm willing to talk. Then they say, sit here and talk. I know one person or a family that brought back $2 billion. $2 billion commission. The question for you is that, you do say no to that $2 billion which you need to invest in your country's economy, education, agriculture. The law provided for that, they did it. In the same neighboring country. But then they had to be draconian and lock up people. Help us to change the law to lock up people. They will talk. They will talk. And it will happen quickly. But this is Zambia. This is not a neighboring country. You'll be the same one who will be saying, HH is a dictator, you information, and others. I think I've answered the question illustratively so that we can settle this matter. I don't agree big crimes treated in this way. But let's change the laws. In the meantime, we have to work within the law. If you ask me my view, Commission, I would rather have a law that I recover the money and still lock them up.
Yeah.
Frank, you agree?
Yeah.
If I had my way, if I was Zambia, I was the only citizen of Zambia, I would quickly change my law and say I will lock them up, but also recover the money. Do both. Then they will not tamper with people's money. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. The President has been exceedingly exhaustive in his responses. I will therefore request that Mr. President delivers your closing remarks as we bring this press conference to a conclusion. The President might want to take care perhaps to address one or two concerns that may have been raised by private citizens. Mr. President.
Anthony, thank you very much. Colleagues, thank you. I just wanted to abuse you a little bit, media and the citizens that are here, because it's important. We sent a note, my team sent a note to ask citizens to ask questions in advance of the press briefing. And a lot of citizens ask questions, and we are keeping a database of those questions. We will be answering those questions. Some of them have answered through this press briefing, a number of them. Some were similar. But I choose to address questions from Isaac Mwaipopo, who is Executive Director, Center for Trade Policy and Development, who sent to me through a friend of mine. Very strange. He sent to me through a friend of mine who is in Ethiopia. But Mwaipopo is here. Maybe it's this access issue. We have to deal with it now. But Isaac, thank you very much. Isaac asked a question on CDF, measures that the government is putting in place to ensure that local authorities' capacity enhanced to use the increased allocation in prudent and timely allocation of CDF. Isaac, your question is right. We put measures in place. Maybe they are not sufficient, but we put measures in place. Let's see how they work in the first lot of CDF. By the way, we've released CDF already to the tune of 6 million kwacha of the 25.7 million. And we've released it on time in the first quarter because we've broken it in quarters, Isaac and citizens to control, to monitor and control, so that if there is a misuse, we can quickly pick it up and sharpen the guidelines. Isaac, thank you for your question. You asked a question on KCF. Clear policy position on this investment. I think I've answered that question. You asked a question on update on Kasenseri. I've answered that question. Isaac, my fault. New agriculture support program. What is it? We are moving away citizens from FISIP alone. FISIP is not agriculture. Agriculture is not fertilizer and seed, Isaac. Agriculture is irrigation. That's why you heard me talk about irrigation. Agriculture is agricultural trees, avocados, mulberry for silk. Agriculture is cattle, pigs. Agriculture is vegetables. Agriculture is everything. So we are going to what we call agricultural support program for overall agriculture, credit, genetics, yields, productivity, usage of water, everything, capital. We're looking for lower cost of capital to invest in agriculture. By lowering the cost of capital to help lower the cost of production. We are well ahead of what others may think. So we are moving towards a fully fledged agricultural program so that agriculture is not seed, it's not fertilizer alone. Yes, these are components, but we are graduating to a full program. So we can realize the full potential of agriculture, jobs, GDP contribution, processing, value addition, exports. President Tshisekedi is coming. Amongst the things we're dealing with is we want to export more to Congo DR, including millet. That's why we're not shutting those borders again. Even when people are asking us, Oliver, to shut the borders. When we shut the borders under the previous government, Congo gave us, Frank, 500,000 metric tons of millet. And we shut the border. And President Tshisekedi said to me, you shut the border, my brother. Your brother shut the border. The Congolese want to eat Hichilema every day. Now you didn't even tell us you shut the border. And there was no milk. Because I was asking, can you give us that border back? He said, my brother, I'll give it back to you, but stop shutting the border. Because the Congolese will kill me, they love Hichilema. And we gave the order to South Africa. So why are you complaining, HS? Your predecessor shut the border. You knew that we needed an enemy. So I promised him that I will not shut the border again. Give me back my contract. So I'm going to Amsterdam when he comes a few days from now. It's for the good of agriculture. ASP, Agriculture Support Program. Isaac, that's the issue. Artisanal and small-scale mining. Zambians getting involved. I've answered that question. Kabuswe is working, Minister Kabuswe is working on a government mandate to reorganize license issuers, safe mining, legal and safe mining. We don't want illegal mining. Otherwise it will be like a province I don't want to mention in another country, where guns rule in that province because of illegal mining and crime. I've answered that question, Isaac. Let's work together. Your views, Isaac, they are welcome. Gold, yes, it's included in there. Everything. Lithium, it's included in there. Everything. Public debt management besides pursuit of the IMF. Yeah, domestic debt. Isaac, we are not paying those who got contracts and never delivered the service. We're not paying them. No development economist will convince me beyond paying for air. We can't pay for air. We didn't deliver a service, we will not be paid. Actually, the anti-corruption will visit you. They could visit you for money laundering. I also said last time, Isaac, we will name and share. We will produce a list of those people who corruptly got contracts and never delivered anything. Job creation besides teachers, I think I answered that. Transparency on collection and use of toll fees. I take that question, Isaac, my popo, will pass it on to the relevant ministry. Your question is fair, it's genuine. So we'll pick it up from there. Anton, those are Isaac's questions. I want to say thank you to the people of Zambia. First, for putting us in office to serve you. Secondly, I want to commit to you. We work for you. We are your servants. Don't hesitate. You want to guide us, do so. You want to criticize us, do so as well. But be factual. Don't do the Nakachinda way. Be factual. You know the corrupt person, report. I'm talking of past corruption, present and future. The country is challenged, the country was run down. We are determined to rebuild it. Extremely determined, more determined than ever before to rebuild this country. The debt restructuring program on a common framework is on course. Very difficult it was. It's on course. A lot of work behind the scenes. Domestic debt, domestic creditors, we are with you. You supplied goods genuinely, you should be paid. You supplied nothing, you want to be paid, you are stealing. Don't class the fight against corruption to ethnicity. It won't help you. Absolutely not. No one in this government will protect corruption. No one. Not me, not the vice president, not cabinet, not sectors, not ACC, not DPP. No. No one. You do it, you're on your own. That's it. I'm very delighted that children of Zambia are going to school. You should be delighted. Let's buy more desks for our children to sit on. We work with the private sector to create more jobs. That's what you elected us to do, nothing else. Our hearts are in the right place. God helps us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. for being available and taking time to engage the Zambian people. And again, this is indicative of our enduring commitment and commitment of staying engaged with the public and continue promoting a new culture of leadership, which is accountable and transparent. Madam Vice President, thank you very much for being here and thank you for your leadership. Honorable Minister, Acting Secretary to the Cabinet, Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, senior government officials, colleagues from the State House, the media, thank you very much for being here today. We shall descend into our national anthem, after which the President, the Vice President, and the rest of the senior government officials, State House officials will depart. Thank you very much.
Stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, a land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their right. We won freedom's fight, oh, one strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hands. Let us all our people join as one, brothers under the sun. Oh, one strong and free, one land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace needs Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one strong and free, praise be to God. Bless our great nation, free men we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one strong and free.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, media. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm available. Hey, how are you? How are you?
Somebody said, if this conference happens in your planning, anything happen.